Welcome back, everyone. Just about to start the second half. Indiana leading it 23-0. And just moments ago, as Indiana came out of the locker room, we caught up with head coach DiNardo.
Okay. Coach Nardo, could not have gone any better for your team in the first half, but obviously you know you can't expect 60 minutes of fortuitous bounces. Did you make them aware of that?
Well, special teams we knew was going to be important going into the game first half, and I don't think it's going to change the second half, and we've just got to keep playing the way we're playing.
Are you surprised right now?
I knew we'd play hard. You never know what the score is going to be.
Fair enough. Good luck in the second half. Back upstairs, guys.
I think that's a good way of saying, yeah, I'm surprised. Right?
Well, I think he's a little surprised.
Anthony, who isn't surprised? Across the entire country, name one person who's not surprised by what we see today.
DiNardo. He might not be surprised because he thinks his team has a chance to win. You have to think that way as a coach and as a team. And you know what, Joe? They're winning 23-0. But yeah, I mean, they've given, Oregon's given them a lot with the turnovers. So it's tough.
I mean, I'm not surprised how hard Indiana's playing or with how much emotion or how well prepared they are. I'm not surprised by any of that. I'm surprised at Oregon's start. I think everybody in the stadium is surprised at Oregon's start. Some Budweiser stats for you. Oregon not able to run the football with any consistency. 16 carries, 31 yards, 126 yards through the air, but points off turnovers. There you see it. As Jared Siegel gets his foot into the ball for the first time this year, and this one goes deep into the end zone. And they kneel down, and they'll take it from the 20, will the Hoosiers? As we start the second half, and I would say about half of the crowd is in the parking lot, Anthony, right now.
Well, I think the crowd is trying to regroup, Joe, what they've been watching the last 30 minutes. I mean, it's been some tough football for Oregon, and these fans, they're really behind their team, but at the same time, they're frustrated with their football team.
So here come the Hoosiers. See if they get conservative, Anthony, and just try to pound away at this one. They had some success. I wouldn't even call it being conservative. They had some success running the football in the first half. And they'll hand it off to Green Ellis, and he is hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for a couple of yards.
Indiana's going to do the same thing they left in the second quarter, which running the football. They went into halftime, they ran the football. They're going to come out and try to, again, establish the running game. They're up 23-0. Why not? Control the clock.
26 carries for 120 yards in that first half. They only have 16 yards passing on 3 of 9 passing. So you feel like if Oregon could stop the run, they'd have a chance to get back in this thing. Rebecchio to throw. Throws it, and it is tipped, and it is intercepted. There's the spark. Marley Tucker. And just like that, Oregon has a chance to get back in the football game.
I had a coach always talk about tips and overthrows. If the ball's tipped in the air, it's up to the defense to get that football and create a turnover. Right here, Ramon Reed did a great job on the receiver of making the receiver go for the football. Marley Tucker comes over and catches the football.
And now, does Oregon just go right at the end zone?
You have
now
to attack
a little
him, Joe.
fire and a little bounce over on that sideline.
You got to take the shot, Joe. You got to go after him.
Kellen Clemens in at quarterback, starting from the 27-yard line. He's going to go back to throw. Steps up, looks over the top towards the end zone, and it is intercepted! Intercepted by the Hoosiers. 2 turnovers on the first 2 plays, just about. Buster Larkins with the interception in the end zone. Oregon's 5th turnover. And a penalty coming out for excessive celebration.
Well, they're trying to do that little dance, but at the same time, Buster Larkins did a great job of getting back, making a play on this football. Clemens didn't put enough oomph into the football. It kind of floated. It gave Buster some time to get back and make a play on the football, but yet he still made a play. And that's the thing about Indiana Hoosiers, Joe. They're making plays all day long.
So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct for the celebration. It moves it back to the 10-yard line. So it's basically like starting the second half over again here. Each team with an interception.
That's still costly to me, to Oregon, because they have an opportunity to get some points from a turnover.
And Demetrius Williams was open.
Was wide
Had
open.
to wait for the ball. Here's Lavecchio. He'll hand the ball off, and he's Ben Jarvis Green Ellis met in the backfield, and I sense this defense says, hey, if the offense ain't going to do it right now, we're going to take it amongst ourselves to do it.
Well, and that's smart by the defense. The defense is not pointing fingers. They're not looking at the offense saying, hey, what's going on, guys? They're looking at themselves and saying, hey, let's make some plays out here. They're not going to do anything else against us for the next second half.
See Haloti Nada getting in the mix there and getting his big mitts on Green Ellis and taking him down. A lot of turnovers today. This football game, Oregon already with 5. Second and 11 for the Hoosiers. Lavecchio's going to throw it. He rolls out. Now he looks like he might run it, and he will. He'll take it across the 15-yard line and out of bounds for a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4. Oregon had lots of turnovers in their final scrimmage. They actually fumbled the ball 10 times in their final scrimmage, Anthony. And today, in this game, 5 turnovers in this football game. There's still a whole half to play. Tough to win a game when you give the ball away that much without getting many. They have 1 so far.
Yeah, I mean, you can't give the ball away. I mean, you don't give yourself a chance to win games when you're giving up the football.
3rd down and 4. B.J. Green Ellis is the lone setback. And they're going to roll this way. Looking down to receiver and has his man. Completion to Travis Haney for a 1st down. So the Hoosiers move the chains after being backed up on their own 10. That's a big conversion. They were 11 of 14 on 3rd down a week ago.
Well, what they're doing, Joe, on offense, they're doing a great job of Matt rolling out of the pocket. They're not letting him sit back there in that pocket and letting that Oregon defensive line, make a push on him. He's getting outside the edges, getting to the edges in space, throwing the football. If he's not throwing the football, he's running it.
Just 2 of 10 on 3rd down today, but that was a big one. Ellis met by Ramon Reed and dropped for a yard loss. Sets up a 2nd down and 11.
Now, Ramon Reed is an inexperienced linebacker, but I tell you what, his speed and his agility, he is a fast guy. He can play. He's going to be a good football player.
A little extracurricular activity. Sam Hughes in the football game, so Oregon going deep right now, and Aaron Gibson not on the field right now. It's Marcus Binns and Sam Hughes running the corner spots. There's Lavecchio to throw, looking downfield, kind of throws it up there for Roby, who turns around and can't get over to the ball. It'll be 3rd and 11. So the Hoosiers take a shot down the field.
Well, yeah, they wanted to test Sam Hughes, and Sam Hughes did a good job of getting down the field on a one-on-one pass coverage against a good receiver.
Take another look at it, Anthony. I think they're just trying to go for the home run ball here.
Well, as Sam Hughes was getting out of there, he knew that Courtney Roby was running deep. He got back there, didn't panic when Courtney got behind him, just played the football.
Watch him go back to that as well, since Roby is a track star at Indiana. 3rd and 11 out of the shotgun. Little insider tipped, still caught by Roby in some room. Gets out of 1 tackle, but not the other one, and he'll go down at the 29-yard line. It's going to be 4 yards short of the 1st down. Nice play by Roby, who's a big-time player.
Well, on 3rd down, Joe, we see they're going to number 19, Courtney Roby. That defense has to know where he lines up every time.
Now, if you're an Indiana fan, you're saying, hey, let's throw the ball to the marker on 3rd and 11, try to get the ball to the flag.
And at the same time, Courtney Roby, once he catches that football, he can do some damage. They're like, hey, let's see if you can get us a 1st down with your running ability.
So Indiana to punt the ball. It's kind of a low kick. It's taken at the 35 and straight up field to the 41-yard line by Terrence Whitehead. And Oregon will start at the 41-yard line with 11:24 to go here in the 3rd period. Indiana still leads at 23-0. Ducks need to get on the board sometime soon if they want to get back in this thing. Back to Autzen right after this. Welcome back, everyone. Indiana leading at 23-0. Kellen Clemens' time Anthony. I mean, we've said it all summer long. He knows his role. Just threw a pick. This is when they really need him to step up.
He has to strike right now.
Whitehead, little room over the middle, still on his feet across the 50 and into Indiana territory at the 46-yard line. Boy, the Ducks haven't run the ball, it seems like, for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
But it's because they're down 23-0.
Well, again, Terrence Whitehead running north and south, and I think that's his forte, is getting the ball north and south, trying to get those extra yards. He was doing that in the first quarter. Second quarter, Joe, he fumbled, but he has to still keep doing what he does best. Work hard for those yards.
So 1st and 10 in Indiana territory now. Maxwell's in motion, and they'll hand it off again up the middle. A little bit of room, but knocked back after about a 3-yard gain.
Joe, you know what I'm surprised about is Oregon has no points on the board.
None.
I mean, you talk about this offense, you talk about all the weapons at the receivers, the good running backs, the offensive line, and they have 0 points.
Indiana, the last time they shut out an opponent in the first half, that was back in 2001 against Purdue. And, of course, I mentioned at halftime, it's been since '97 since Oregon didn't score a point and a half. 2nd down, we'll call it a long 6. Little pitch to the outside, up the field, and Washington stretches out. Looks like he will have the 1st down. Right to the 36-yard line. Just inside the 36, so a good play by Kenny Washington, and 2 good runs has Oregon now threatening once again.
You look at Kenny Washington going upfield, using that speed, using the speed to get the 1st down, not trying to do too much. All he needs is the 1st down. He got the 1st down.
Andy Ludwig trying to go back to the run and establish that a little bit. Feeling like Indiana was pinning back the ears, coming after everything on the pass. So Clemens now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, steps up, goes down the field, a man open, Rosario has the catch, touchdown, Oregon, Dante Rosario. And I'll tell you what, the Indiana coaches are fired up because Rosario was going forward before the snap of the ball. They wanted the illegal motion penalty, but they didn't get it. And Oregon finally on the board, the touchdown pass to Dante Rosario.
Well, I think Dante was lined up against the linebacker, Joe. And when you got a running back, yeah, he was going forward a little bit. That should have been a penalty. Clemens did a great job of stepping up into the pocket. That could have been a broken play at the same time because he was wide open.
Oregon will kick the extra point. Of course, the theory is that you could go for 2, but it's still very early. And the kick by Siegel is up, and it is good. And Oregon is finally on the board. They have struck first here in the 2nd half. And now they're within striking distance at least, Anthony.
Well, is that the life they needed, Joe? I mean, that's what everybody, the 54,000 fans are saying. Is that the life? Is that the spark we needed to turn this game around?
Hey, and let's call a spade a spade. That's a big break.
Yes.
And they've had a lot go against them. They've had a lot of tough breaks. That's a big break because Dante Rosario was going forward at the snap of that ball. Very easily could have been a penalty.
Yep.
And I think the Indiana coaches can't believe that it wasn't called. And they're going to have to ratchet it back up right now. The Carls Jr. scoring drive, 4 plays, 60 yards. Clemens the 35-yard touchdown pass to Dante Rosario, and it's now 23-7. Again, I talk about those 2-pointers. You know, people think you count by 8, 16, 24, but it's too early to start going for 2 and not going for 2.
Oh, way too early.
But just to get on the board, maybe break the ice.
Well, now it's up to the defense. Get on this football field and get off the field in 3 plays. No long drives for Indiana. No big plays. Get on the field and give your offense an opportunity to get back out there and make some more touchdowns.
And now for the first time since the start of the game, here comes the crowd a little bit. Siegel to kick it off. Kick is taken right at about the 1-yard line. Lance Bennett has a little room as he skirts outside at the 24-yard line, and that's where the Hoosiers will start. Just under 10 to go here in the 3rd period. This is a big drive for Indiana here.
Huge drive. If they want to keep this crowd quiet, okay, They're going to move the chains.
Here comes the crowd for the first time, really, since they ran onto the field to start the game. I'm going to try to get into it a little bit. Roby goes in motion, and they'll hand the ball off to Ellis. He's hit at the line, and he'll try to fall forward for a yard. And he'll get a yard on the forward progress. Ramon Reed in on the stop.
Coming into the game, Joe, everybody was talking about the linebacker. The question of the linebacker, can they play? I think Ramon Reed and Anthony Trucks has played a really good football game today. DP, the linebacker coach, I talked to him last week. He said, hey, my guys are going to play football. They come and play every down. I think they're doing that today.
As every play goes by, the crowd starts to get a little bit louder. Roby again in motion. This time, they'll throw it, looking deep. Lavecchio going deep. He's got a man out there, and it is knocked out. But then an interference call on Sam Hughes. Looked like he made a pretty good play on the ball, but Indiana will get the automatic first down. Knew they were going to go back to that, Andy.
Yeah, you knew it. And Oregon doesn't have a free safety in the middle. Sam Hughes is by himself. Simple post pattern. That you have no help on the inside.
Good
You got
call.
to try to make a play. That is pass interference.
It's a good call. He put his arms around him, just didn't time it quite right, just a little too early on that one. So it'll be a first down for Indiana out to the 40-yard line. Justin Fitesi, as we mentioned, is out for the game with a torn hamstring or a pulled hamstring. They'll look at it later. Aaron Gibson has not been back in. We're trying to track down that story right now. It's Marcus Binns and Sam Hughes on the corner. Looks like might have been a little movement as Indiana runs the ball. Now the flag comes out. And let's see what the call is. Anthony, I thought Indiana had a little movement on the right side of their offensive line.
I think so too, because the defensive line for Oregon jumped. Usually when they jump, it's from an offensive lineman.
It is an illegal procedure, and move it back 5 yards.
You're looking to the right side of the line, the top of the screen. Little movement. They move before the ball snapped, realistically.
So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Hoosiers. Running option, Lavecchio tries to cut it up. They'll pick up about a yard. Oregon had that one defense very well as they tried to run to the short side. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 15.
I've had coaches always say, if a quarterback is going to carry the football, you have to make him pay. And by making him pay, not just the tackles, we talk about making tackles, but let's pounce on him when he's on the ground. Let's put 300 pounds on his body. He can't take that day in and day out, Joe. It's too much weight. A quarterback needs to throw the football, not run the football.
Lavecchio has had some success running. He had a touchdown last week in their win. He's had some success running the ball here today as well as he goes to the shotgun and now looks to throw. Breaks contain. Now he looks like he wants to run it. Gets outside and will go out of bounds at the 40-yard line after a gain of 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 11 for Indiana. Let's call it 3rd and 10 as they mark it at the 39, at the 41-yard line. So there's Lavecchio, had a tough day against the Oregon State Beavers for Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl. And as fate would have it, he's playing another Oregon team. This time the Ducks, but his team has the lead this time, 23-7. And a big 3rd and 10 coming up.
A gigantic 3rd and 10 for the Ducks, Joe. Get off the field for that defense.
Ducks a little confused on the defensive side of the ball. Now they get it worked out, and Lavecchio almost fumbles the snap. Back to throw, he's going to go deep. Looking downfield to the big tight end, and it is almost caught. Almost a great catch by Aaron Halterman. just couldn't quite come up with it.
That would have been a spectacular catch by the young man. At the same time, Anthony Trucks, with that speed as a linebacker, running with the tight end.
And one of the interference call, and pretty tough.
That's pretty close.
Good close look at it right there by the guys down there on the cameras. Could have gone either way.
That all depends on what official's back there on that Saturday afternoon.
Punt is very low. Whitehead tries to move up on it. This one's going to flutter out of bounds, and now a penalty flag is out. It's probably going to be on Marley Tucker on a hold as the ball was coming down the field, and that might put Oregon even further back in the hole. Let's see what the call is. Don't see that called a lot, Anthony. There's a lot of contact that's made on the outside guy as they're running down on the punt, but rarely is it called.
Well, you have two guys trying to hold up a gunner. The gunner's on the outside trying to get down the field. It's going to be a lot of chicken fighting.
It is on Oregon, and it will move them back, but Oregon does have the football. 7:47 to go here in the third period. Holding. So they'll have to move it all the way back to the 10-yard line. Oregon needs 90 yards to pull a little closer in this one. 23-7, midway through the third period here in Eugene, a rainy Eugene. Let's pause now for this word from our local stations. Welcome back, everyone. Indiana leading at 23-7. Oregon has had 2 possessions here in the second half, and they've scored on one of them. The other one, an interception by Kellen Clemens. This one, they'll start way back at their 10-yard line. As a steady rain, kind of a drizzly rain, though. Yeah. It's not like those of you in the Midwest, you know those big drops you get there in the summertime in the Midwest. Well, this is more of just kind of a drizzly rain. It's not a rain that's going to soak you or anything, but it might make it a little slippery down there on the field. The roads are actually still dry, even though the rain does come down. You get a lot of that here in the Willamette Valley, a little coastal shower. First and 10 from the 10. Clemens going to throw it on first down. Now he's going to run it. Trying to break a tackle, but he's not going to be able to. And he picks up a yard on a quarterback draw. Kenny Kendall makes the play. And it'll be second down and 8.
We still haven't seen just the one touchdown play to a fullback, a long pass, but we haven't seen the long pass to the receivers yet. We saw about a 15-yard crossing pattern to Demetrius Williams, but he ran for 30 yards. I want to see a long shot, a long bomb to Demetrius or Garen Strong. Indiana
has tried 3 home run ball plays. Second down and 8 again as Clemens hands the ball off to Whitehead, who's just going to pick up a couple of yards and set up a 3rd and 4. So Whitehead staying down as well, getting up very slow. This is a big 3rd down coming up, Anthony. I mean, it's 6:52 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the clock moves along. Don't have a whole lot of time. I mean, you start to think about the clock. Worry about the clock a little bit.
Looking at that last play, Terrence Whitehead was thinking about that knee. I mean, that's one of those plays right there where he could have definitely had a knee injury.
Ducks split 4 receivers out. And here come the Hoosiers. Clemens, little short pass to Garen Strong, who tipped it up and then made the catch, and that's going to turn into a first down. And if Oregon can come back and win this game, remember that play. Those are one of those plays that could change a lot, you know, 3rd and 5.
Yeah. Again, Garen to me is a good receiver. A simple slant pattern. I think he makes the catch harder than it really should be. Clemens threw a little bit behind him, but when the ball hits your hands, you got to catch it.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line. Tim Day moves to the left side. And Clemens going to go back and throw. Looking downfield, little toss out to Tim Day, who makes the catch. And for the first time today, Tim Day touches the football.
Number 85, Tim Day, needs to be touching the ball at least 6 times a game. He really does. I mean, he ran a simple crossing route. The safety was trying to go get him, but a little bit too late. Tim does a great job of getting up for the catch. You got a sky for that football. going up, looking the ball into your hands, making a catch, knowing that you're going to get hit after you catch the ball. Nice job, Tim Day.
So first down at the 36-yard line. Throw it again. Here comes the pressure. Steps up, looks down the field. Williams, and it's going too far.
You see those passes, Joe, and those passes are not just from Clemens making some bad throws. It's the pressure. I mean, the pressure. The defensive line for Indiana just keeps putting pressure on them left and right. They're sending backers from the outside, from the inside. Clemens has to step up in a hurry and try to get rid of the football. Doesn't really want to throw it quite yet, but he has to.
Second down and 10 now for Clemens, as Rosario and Tim Day are on the same side of the football field here. Washington cuts it up, has a little bit of room, still working hard, to the 48-yard line. 17 yards on the run by Kenny Washington, and Indiana has a man down on the field.
Kenny Washington is not known for being a bruising type running back, but I tell you, on that play, he broke about 5 tackles. He does a nice job right here, Joe, of cutting up north and south, getting the first down and some. He ducks his head, he gets lower than the defender, and still gets a couple extra yards.
Good run by Kenny Washington as Oregon moves it into Indiana territory. It's Victor Adeyanju, I believe, is the injured Indiana player. They've got some trainers around him. Tough to see the number right now. There's Kenny Washington talking to Coach Gary Campbell. 4 carries, 27 yards today. Kenny Washington actually had a better average than Terrence Whitehead a year ago.
Yeah.
Didn't carry the ball nearly as much, but his average was a little higher than Terrence Whitehead.
Well, Kenny's a senior, I think, you know, and they're doing it today, but give him an opportunity to shine. This young man is a good football player. His speed is a threat, and he can do some positive things for his football team.
There you saw it, kind of got caught up in there a little bit. They'll look at him. He's obviously in a little bit of pain. See if he can get himself back in the football game. All right, 1st and 10, Oregon at the 48. Clemens will throw. Here comes the blitz. Clemens with some room now, and he gets away. He make a move, he does. Forward, he gets a block. 30, 25, and down to the 20, and inside the 20 to the 16-yard line.
Well, that's what everybody's been looking for. Clemens to make some plays like that with his feet. Not only throwing the football, but running the football. He's dropping back. That pressure's coming right after him right away, but he does a nice job, a little stutter step. Get the linebacker to stall a little bit, and then has enough speed to get to the outside and get some extra yards.
And a nice block by Marcus Maxwell working downfield.
And then look at the end of his play. Clemens wants to take it to the defensive back. He's not going to run out of bounds. He's going to take it to the defensive back.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 4:56 to go here in the 3rd period. Demetrius Williams in motion. Clemens going to throw it. Little short to Rosario. Cuts it back in, and he goes down inside the 5, but a flag comes out. I think it's going to be on Tim Day. And Indiana has a man down on the field.
But that was a kind of a late flag, Joe, for Tim Day. Unless he was trying to get out of it. Yep, it's
Holding on Tim Day, so it'll move it right back to where we were, to the 15-yard line.
Holding, offense, number 85. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
So get a nice look at it here, Anthony.
Well, quick pass to Dante. Tim, I think, was out of position to make a block, but I think that happened before we saw that contact. A lot of times when you're out of position, you're trying to make a block, you end up grabbing a little bit, but we didn't really get to see it. The fans are upset.
They just saw it on the replay board and kind of think it was maybe a phantom call. And the Ducks want their crowd to quiet down a little bit so they can run their offense and run their plays. Clock starts ticking again at 4:50 here in the 3rd period. Oregon threatening to inch yet even closer. Here's Clemens under center. 1st and 10 now after the penalty again. Now Clemens going to change the play at the line. 6 on the play clock. Whitehead, make it Washington, nowhere to go.
Indiana is rushing or blitzing, I think, Joe, every play or every other play. They're sending one linebacker or maybe two. And that does two things for you. It helps against the pass. You put pressure on the quarterback, then it stops the run because you're filling the gaps.
Oregon running the ball a little bit more here in the second half, and they've shut Indiana's running game down, giving them an opportunity to get back in the football game as we go under 4 minutes in the third quarter. 2nd down and 11. Williams in motion. Clemens going to throw it. Looks towards the end zone. Williams is there, but he had to turn around the other way, and the ball was not delivered. And it'll be 3rd and 11 from the 16-yard line.
Well, they have to come away from this series with some kind of points. If it's not a field goal or a touchdown, it has to be a field goal. Demetrius is running a swing route. He kind of dips inside. Clemens had to throw the ball to his outside because there was a defender on the inside. So it's a smart play by Clemens, and Demetrius has to make a great catch to catch that football.
All right, 3rd and 11. Ducks with the split formation here in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Everybody's coming. Clemens back to throw. He throws it down for Darren Strong, who is wide open, but it was not thrown far enough. Strong was wide open. They picked up the blitz, and they could not get it delivered. Right at you here.
This ball's coming right at you. Look at it. Go grab it. You can see right through his hands. That ball has to be caught. So he's a redshirt freshman, Joe. He's a redshirt freshman. He has to learn. You know, that's an opportunity that you have to take advantage of. Catch those footballs.
Pretty tough catch, though. Nobody out there. You'd like to, have a little better opportunity maybe to catch it. And Siegel comes in to try the field goal. The kick is up, and it is good. So that's a big field goal for Oregon as they get 3 more on the board, and now they trail it by 13 with 3:34 to go here in the third quarter. Jared Siegel inches yet even closer to becoming Oregon's all-time leading scorer. He's 3 points away from it as Jared Siegel connects, and Oregon now down 13. Indiana leads at 23-10 here at a rain-soaked Autzen Stadium here late in the third quarter. Pape Jam's here again, folks. The Duck men play Vanderbilt, the women George Washington. Doubleheader basketball event December 4th at the Rose Garden in Portland. Look for tickets soon going on sale, but get ready for the Pape Jam on December 4th in Portland. All right, Oregon 10 straight now here in the third quarter. The scoring drive 12 plays, 74 yards, 4-13. And Jared Siegel connects from 33 yards, and he will kick it off. And a very high kick, but it will be returned. Bennett, some space. Bennett makes a move, and Bennett could go. Bennett to the 40, no flags. Bennett to the 20, all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
Special teams. I say again, Joe, special teams will break your back.
98 yards for Lance Bennett.
I mean, last week, Indiana had a kickoff return back for a touchdown. Second week in a row, special teams have helped them win football games. They haven't won yet, but they're on their way.
And Adam Brocker in for the extra point. He will handle the extra point. And that's a low liner, but it goes through. And Indiana, who looked like they had nothing going offensively, they haven't done hardly anything in the second half offensively, get the kickoff return for a touchdown to go back up by 20.
And I don't know if Jared can kick this ball out of the end zone, but if you have a kicker that can kick it out of the end zone, let him do it. You don't want an opportunity like this for this young man to return this ball. I mean, he breaks 2 tackles, and he's just running for daylight, Joe. I mean, he's just running for that end zone.
Check out the Indiana sideline behind him. They are pumped if Indiana can hold on, Anthony, this would be one of the biggest wins for this program in many, many years. They're sitting there in Bloomington knowing that Michigan came in here and lost last year. Not an easy place to play, but Anthony, it's almost like you could tell something was up from the very first play of this game when Oregon had a touchdown, called back for a penalty, and then they couldn't field punts, and it's just not gotten any better. A little run there with 10 straight points, but talk about having a lot of momentum. The crowd would have been going crazy when Indiana started out, but a huge play on special teams for the Hoosiers.
Well, everybody's shocked that Indiana has 30 points on the board. Just shocked.
And the Hoosiers look like they'll do that little pooch kick again. They will. This one's very high and very short. A fair catch called for. And Justin Andrews was thrown down, but no flag's going to come out. Even though he did have the fair catch called. And Oregon will start at the 34-yard line, Anthony. And I think now it's probably time to go back in the shotgun and start firing the ball over the field.
Yeah, right. You need to start getting some points on the board. You're getting close to the fourth quarter. It's 30-10. You're down by 20. You have to do something pretty fast now. Get the ball in the air to your guys who can do something with it. Demetrius Williams. Keith Allen. I don't think Keith Allen's even touched the ball yet.
The very first play of the game, Keith Allen had that catch, and that's been
right.
it.
That's been it. That's right. That was it.
So Oregon starting, and Clemens on a little roll, looking down the field, throws it to Leo Broughton, who does not make the catch. Down to the sideline. Mike, what's going on down there?
Well, Joe, not good news for Oregon. Jared Siegel walked off the field. Apparently he was involved in a tackle or a tackle attempt on that kickoff return for a touchdown. He sometimes fancies himself a linebacker, but I guess he had to make the play in that situation. Paul Martinez down here, the punter, is now kicking into the net. Send it back to you.
Good information, Michael. I would think at this point the kicker for Oregon will be kicking extra points because it's pretty much 4-down time for Oregon.
They need touchdowns, not field goals.
Ducks run the ball up the middle, big hole, still churning, and just short of the first down it looks like. Depends on the mark, going to be very close. And a nice run for Whitehead. Very close to the first down, just shy of the 45-yard line.
For these Oregon fans, it doesn't look good, but they have to stay in the ball game, Joe, for these Ducks, because there's still another quarter left in the game.
Why they're not measuring to me is beyond me. The marker is just before the 45. That's exactly where the ball is, but they'll call it 3rd and short without taking a measurement. And Clemens on the quarterback sneak will pick up the first down. That's just again, Anthony. I mean, if you're the officials, you got to take the measurement.
If it's close enough, take the measurement.
So the clock continues to move to 2:31 now. Just more than 17 minutes left in this football game. And Oregon trailing by 20. They need 3 touchdowns to try and eke out a win. And now the penalty flag comes down.
Dead ball. Illegal substitution. Offense. Number 85. Stayed in the huddle more than 3 seconds. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, you can't blame that on the players, Joe. That has to be blamed on the coaches. That's the coaching staff, knowing the personnel, getting them in and out of the game. I don't think Tim Day knew that he was out of the game.
So 1st and 15. With 2:10 to go, and I think when Oregon goes back to look at the game tape, they're just it's gonna be like watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like a horror movie with the number of mistakes that they've made today. It's not characteristic of an Oregon football team. Clemens, Demetrius Williams is all alone down the field. Can he get it? He does. Touchdown, Demetrius Williams. He was wide open. A broken coverage. And the Ducks have life once again.
Clemens does a nice job, Joe, of staying in the pocket, trying to find open players. If they're down there and they're wide open, Clemens is going to find them.
Another look at it. Watch Demetrius. They just let him go.
Yeah, he just wanted a fly pattern. But what happened, Joe, is the free safety went with the pump. Clemens pumped to his right. The free safety took off. Now he's out of the middle of the play.
And Jared Siegel is in to try the point after with that little injury. This one he chips up and puts it through. And we're right back to where we were about 2.5 minutes ago. So Oregon lost basically 2 minutes in that entire exchange.
The time is not a factor right now, but it can be here pretty soon.
Well, the key is to keep it within striking distance of 2 touchdowns.
Right.
You know, we saw what they did against California with 4 minutes on the clock last year, getting 2 touchdowns to win the game. A little more time here, but now it falls on your special teams again and your defense, because now it's another chance for your crowd to get all fired up after the Demetrius Williams touchdown.
Well, the special teams have to come down and make some plays here. At the same time, for Indiana, let's keep this crowd quiet. Let's take it back to the midfield. And take it back to 6 again.
Carl Jr. scoring drive for Oregon. 4 plays. Just 4, not 42 plays. That would be a heck of a scoring drive. 4 plays, 65 yards. Minute 27. They did it quick. That scoring drive brought to you by Carl Jr. Now let's see who's going to kick off. It will be Jared Siegel to kick off. And we'll see whether or not he can try and put this one through the end zone. Paul Martinez has a big leg as well and has been practicing that in camp. Siegel will let this one fly with 1:52 to go here in the 3rd period. This one's a little pooch kick. Fair catch and caught at the 22-yard line, so it works roughly the same as a ball out of the end zone.
Well, I think it's a smart play because you're having a guy back there making fair catches, and he's not used to doing that. I think he was a tight end trying to make a fair catch. Catching that ball, Joe, out of the air like that thing is turning over. That's hard to do.
Now I would expect the crowd to really bring down the noise on this Indiana offense. And here it is. Fans coming to their feet. Lavecchio going to hand it off to Ben Jarvis. Green Ellis looking to get outside, nowhere to go, and he goes down after a gain of about a yard.
I'll tell you, J.D. Nelson, the free safety, came up and put a lid on Ben Jarvis.
It'll be interesting to see what Indiana does here. They've had a couple of opportunities deep. They have a great receiver in Courtney Roby. Do they get conservative here and try and work some clock, or do they get aggressive and try to put the ball in the air? So far the entire day, Anthony, they only have 30 yards passing.
Well, I think they need to stay with what's working.
Here's
rolling
Lavecchio.
Out, and running the football.
Running, and some room, and he gets tripped up short of the 1st down, but not by much. Out to the 30. It'll be 3rd and 2. A big 3rd and 2 coming up from the 30-yard line.
Oregon's defense has to find a way to contain Matt. He can't let the quarterback get to the outside. He is going to roll out on every pass play.
Now the fans trying to bring in and make it tough for the Hoosiers. They break the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. Fans making a lot of noise on 3rd and 2. They're going to hand the ball off. Nowhere to go for Ben Jarvis. He goes down short of the 1st down. And that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And now the fans are into it. As time will expire in the 3rd quarter, Anthony, Oregon 17 points in the 3rd quarter. They did what they had to do. They had one bad play, and that was that kickoff return, but they're back in the football game.
Well, Indiana doesn't want to get this crowd back in the game. They got to find a way to keep this crowd quiet. Otherwise, the offense is going to have a hard time hearing plays, and it's going to psych up the Oregon's offense and defense.
So we will take a timeout here as we go to the 4th quarter. Ducks trail it. Can they come back and steal a win from the Hoosiers? We're back to Autzen after this. Oregon trailing at 30-17 outscoring Indiana 17-7 in that third quarter. Down to Mike Burke on the sideline, somebody who's popular in both Indiana and Oregon.
That's absolutely right, Joe. Look who we found. Former Duck Freddie Jones, the NBA slam dunk champ. Joe made a great point. Who are you rooting for today? It's Oregon and Indiana.
You know, I'm hoping both of them play well. You know, I'm a Duck, so I got to root for my Ducks. But, you know, Indiana's been good to me, too. So I hope they play well, but I got to root for the Ducks to win this good.
Let's get this play in, and then we'll come right back.
And the punt is kind of hit off the side of the foot. It's going to hit down at the 35-yard line, and Terrence Whitehead's going to have to let it go. It looked like he was pretty frustrated. They'll take over at the 15-yard line, so a very good punt. No return, a big one. 56 yards on the punt. Oregon will start from there, back down to Freddie Jones.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe. Freddie, I know you had some off-season shoulder surgery. How are you feeling right now? Will you be ready for camp, which I guess is less than a month away?
Oh, yeah, you know, surgery went real well. You know, we're happy with how it turned out. I've been off for a little bit, but now, you know, hopefully my body is real fresh and be able to go throughout the season. I should be ready right when training camp starts.
Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, the only guys to win 2 NBA Slam Dunk championships. Fred Jones is going to add his name to that list.
No, we'll see about that. We got to work on that one first. You know, we're working on a championship first. You know, hopefully our team will come back and play as well as we did last year. You know, can finish it out even stronger. That's what we're looking forward to this year.
Fred Jones, thanks a lot, Joe.
1st and 10, marked at the 14. Clemens on a little screen pass. Whitehead comes up with it. It's Washington who cuts it back and fumbles the football, and Indiana has it. So just when it looked like Oregon was going to get back in the game, they fumble the football. Now they're going to say that he was down, which is going to be a very big break for Oregon, because it sure looked like he let the ball go before he was down.
It sure did. That was a gift for Oregon. They didn't call a fumble.
Take another look at it, Anthony.
No, Kenny's trying to make something happen. Kenny is a great football player, but they said that his knock is, okay, he fumbles the football. You know, he lets it go. It's close, Joe. It's hard to tell.
See if his knee is down. There's his, I don't know. I think that ball was out.
Close. That's close.
If you're in the Big Ten, you might have an instant replay to be able to look at that kind of play later, but not in the Big Ten. I mean, not in the Pac-10. And that's a big break for Oregon. 2nd and 8. Ducks going to try and run it. Washington met at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 8. Now it'll be 3rd and 10.
You would think they'd try to throw the football and try to get the ball down the field. At the same time, they're trying to establish the running game.
Ducks have 320 yards passing, 121 yards rushing. They've doubled Indiana's total offense output, even more than doubled. Oregon has 441 yards of total offense to Indiana's 173, yet they trail it by 13. Clemens is 18 of 32 for 320 yards. And now a timeout by Indiana.
Indiana, number 1.
I mean, the second half, Anthony, Indiana has not shown that they can stop the pass. And Clemens will have a chance to complete another one here on 3rd and 9, deep in Oregon territory. 13:39 to go.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium, everyone. 30-17, Hoosiers leading in the 4th quarter of play. And one of the great scheduling ironies or quirks of all time, the Indiana Hoosiers are here today playing on Rich Brooks Field. Next week, they go to Lexington, Kentucky to take on Rich Brooks Wildcats. Brooks, of course, leading Oregon to the 1994 Rose Bowl. Send it back to you.
This is the 10-year anniversary of that, and since that time, Oregon has won more games than any other team in the Pac-10. Here comes the blitz. Clemens back to throw, and he tries to get it out on the screen. It could have been a big play because they were coming. They can't get it completed out to Dante Rosario. So a 3 and out at a pretty inopportune time, and Oregon will have to punt the football.
Well, you go back to that 2nd down when they ran the football, Joe. Indiana's been blitzing almost every play, and to me, you got to take advantage of the one-on-one coverage in the secondary. Take advantage of the great receivers, you know, getting that coverage and try to make a play downfield.
Well, Oregon did throw for 200 yards in the 2nd quarter, or in the 3rd quarter. So you'd think they might try to throw the ball on that situation, but weren't able to get it done, and the ball's fumbled, and Indiana gets it back. Some days the ball bounces the right way.
Yep.
Some days the wrong way.
Today
gets it back.
Today it's going to Indiana.
Indiana with great field position, too. Watch it come right back up to him.
We talk about catching it with your hands. He did catch the ball with his hands, but it just popped right out of his hands.
Rain coming down a little harder now. With 13:27 to go. And Indiana, Lavecchio going to try and throw it under pressure, and he just throws it away. And now a flag comes down. It's either going to be a late hit or it's going to be intentional grounding.
I think they called a late hit.
Let's see. He went and talked to the line judge. It's intentional grounding on Indiana. They'll mark it at the flag, and it'll be a loss of down. So that's a big play. And now Coach DiNardo is talking to Gordon Reese and wants an explanation, but Gordon Reese just walks away.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 10. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Penalty also includes a loss of down. It will be second down.
That hurts.
That's a big play right there, back to the 37-yard line. It'll be second down and 23.
Well, there's a fullback. That's a tough call, Joe. I mean, there was a fullback in the area, but he was 20 yards down the field.
Second and very long now for the Hoosiers. See if the Ducks try to go after him a little bit more. They're going to run the ball. Greenell is hit behind the line, and he'll go down. Matt Toina. He'll lose another yard back to the 37-yard line. Now it's 3rd and 25.
Matt just made 2 great plays. He put pressure on the quarterback and then made a stop on the run. And that's what you want from your defensive linemen, coming out here making plays by yourself. You don't need anybody else.
Indiana with the wind at their backs. The rain coming down a little harder. If the Ducks come back, they'll have to do it into the wind and into the rain. 3rd and long. Here comes the pressure. Devin Long gets away. A little pressure and thrown out there to nobody this time. And here comes a flag. It's either going to be on Devin Long for a late hit, or it's going to be a intentional grounding again.
Intentional grounding again.
As Gordon Reese goes over and talks to the line judge just to make sure. And if that's the call, this will go all the way back to the 23-yard line. It'll be 4th down from there. So let's see what the call is. A little longer discussion this time. Gordon Reese in no hurry, as you can see.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Number 10, ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Penalty includes a loss of down. It will be 4th down.
Well, that's a great series by the Oregon defense, as Indiana lost 10, 20, 36 yards of field position, it looks like. Just about 30 yards of field position as it goes all the way back to the 23-yard line. And if Terrence Whitehead can field the punt and not let it get rolling, they ought to have great field position, Anthony.
Well, it's important to field this punt, like you said. Get the football in your hands and get some yards with this punt return.
Rain coming down as well. There's a snap, and this punt is hit pretty well. Pretty high. Whitehead's going to take it at the 40 and get hit immediately and fall forward to the 44-yard line, and that's where the flag is down. The flag is down back near the line of scrimmage, so let's wait and see what this is. It is a holding on Indiana, so I think if you're Oregon, you make them kick it again.
Make them punt it again.
You make them punt it again and see what happens. This will move them even back inside their own 15-yard line. So you'd think that Oregon would make them punt the football again. And Indiana starting to make some mistakes that Oregon made in the first half.
You know, this is all fine and dandy for
holding offense. Number 57. That's a 10-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
This is all fine and dandy for the Oregon Ducks, but they need to capitalize on this stuff, Joe. They got to get some points out of this, and pretty fast. 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You're running out of time.
Anthony, have you ever heard an announcer say it's 4th and 48?
I haven't heard that one.
With the penalty now, it's actually 4th and 48. Can you believe that? All the way back, punting out of the own end zone now. This is an excellent punt. It turns over all the way back. Whitehead takes it at the 30, drops it and picks it up Now tries to make a move. A flag comes down, and Oregon's actually going to lose field position after an unbelievable punt by Tyson Beatty, who makes an unbelievable punt. 56-yard punt, and Oregon's going to go back even further with the penalties. My goodness.
If this flag is against Oregon, we talked about minimizing the penalties. There's too many penalties for Oregon this game.
So on a 4th and 48, Tyson Beatty makes one of the big plays of the football game, Anthony. It's holding, and it's on Oregon. There's two holding penalties.
Holding by the receiving team. Number 14, that penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back by the receiving team during the run back. Number 43, that's a 10-yard penalty. Down.
That's a new rule this year, saying the number of the player that committed the penalty. I don't think they actually got the number, though, right for Oregon, because they don't have a number 43 on their roster, Anthony.
No. Yeah.
So there's a look at the penalties. Both teams with 5 here in the second half. So looked like Oregon would have the ball around midfield after a 4th and 48, but a great punt by Tyson Beatty, one of the big plays of the football game, and Oregon starts from their own 27-yard line. Clemens going to throw it for down the field, and too far out there for Garen Strong.
Well, if Oregon's going to make a move, it's now. They have to put some points on the board right now, and not field goal, a touchdown. We can't get field goals and win this football game. They need to strike soon, Joe.
Of course, at these times, you like to see the guys that are tried and true with the ball in their hands. Guys like Tim Day, guys like Demetrius Williams.
Yes.
2nd down and 10 now for the Ducks. Long count, and Clemens going to change it up at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10. Going to run the option. Clemens cuts it up. Now he goes the other way. If he can get away, if he can stay up, he would have had some room, but he can't. Picks up 7 yards. Takes it out to the 34-yard line. So it's a gain of 7. And it'll be 3rd and 3.
Clemens does a nice job of giving a leg and taking it back, but he just couldn't keep his balance to get the first down.
A lot of running room. Now an interesting call coming up here for Andy Ludwig on 3rd and 3. Let's go with a pretty tight formation. Double tight ends. Single setback. Demetrius Williams in motion. Kelly going to throw, and he's sacked. Back to the 25-yard line. And Oregon's going to have to punt the football with 11:18 and counting to go here in the 4th period.
Joe, this Indiana defense is playing superb. I mean, they blitz every single play.
You think that maybe a fade route would work, getting Demetrius out there one-on-one?
The ball has to come out quick. I mean, they're not giving Clemens a chance to do anything. He's dropping back in a 5-step drop, and he's getting hit.
Bennett back to return the ball. And the punt's kind of a line driver. Calls for a fair catch and makes it to the 32-yard line. That was Dittman on the punt. 41 yards and no return. With 10:46 to go here in the 4th period. Indiana holding on to a 13-point lead. Welcome back, everyone. Indiana with a 13-point lead. State Farm Insurance is a major supporter of women's athletics, and they're pleased to bring you the Oregon women's sports calendar. Civil War 2 weeks away for the volleyball team. Come see Oregon against the Beavers Friday, September 24th at MacArthur Court. Today's women's sports calendar has been brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Down to Mike Burke.
All right, Joe, you know, a couple of scoring drives ago when Oregon got the field goal, Aaron Gibson sat on the bench void of any emotion. The medical staff tells us he is not injured. He just hasn't been playing recently. Send it back to you.
That's a big story, Anthony, because Aaron Gibson had a great camp, and we wondered how is he going to translate to the field, and he's not played in the second half here tonight. Lavecchio going to hand the ball off to Ben Jarvis, who slips down at the line of scrimmage. And also I want to correct something, Anthony. The stat board had some incorrect numbers earlier. Oregon has 372 total yards, which is double what Indiana has, 252 yards passing in the air. Kellen Clemens, 18 of 32.
Well, going back to Aaron Gibson, it's sad to see that they took him out. For what purpose? I didn't see him get beat on any long plays. He's been trying to make a comeback. I think he's a good football player. They're trying to find a spark. That's why they put another guy in. That's the only thing I can think of.
Here's Ben Jarvis again, looking for a little room. Not much there. A helmet comes off, and he'll pick up a couple of yards to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8 as Anthony Trucks lost his helmet. So 9:53 to go. Oregon with 3 timeouts, Indiana with 2 timeouts to keep in mind as we head down the stretch here. If Oregon could pull this out, it would be amazing considering the number of mistakes they've made today. Or it'll be a tough lesson learned at the hands of the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana spreads the Oregon defense out here on 3rd and 8. Lavecchio under pressure from Chris Solomona, and incomplete, and Indiana wanting a penalty flag, and doesn't look like they're going to get it. And they have a pretty good argument, I think, Anthony.
Yes, they do. That should have been a flag right there. Courtney Roby was hit in the back before the ball even got there. He didn't even get a chance to pass interference. He didn't get a chance to catch the football.
Tough call. Kind of out of the frame a little bit. It was live action, clearly. Some contact before the ball got there. But Indiana 3 and out, and they'll have to punt the ball back to Oregon now. See if the Ducks can get a little better field position this time. Last time, Tyson Beatty boomed a punt. This time, kind of a shorter punt that takes kind of a static bounce at the 30. It'll be down there, and Oregon will start at the 31-yard line. Still life left in this Oregon football team, Anthony.
There's life left in them, but there's 9 minutes to go in the football game. The clock is definitely not on their side, Joe.
Of course, Demetrius Williams, the leader of this team, and they've had some highs and some lows, but it's remaining steady that they have to go with this year.
I think that's the biggest thing when you want to win. You just have to stay hungry, no matter how many games you have won or who you've beat. Just continue to stay hungry through the whole season. So just make sure that the young guys get what Oregon's about, the Oregon tradition.
Washington.
I think it should be more learning.
Kenny Washington with a big play.
That's the spark they needed right there from a senior. His last playing days here at Oregon to make a play.
Great cutback. And a man down for Indiana over on the sideline over there.
Kenny does a nice job of cutting back against the grain, cutting back twice against the grain. That also looked like a great block by Keith Allen. And then Kenny Washington trying to take it to the house. Excellent running play.
Paul Chesney is the injured player. I think it was before he actually got over there to the trainer's table. See if we can pick up what happened to Chesney as he went down.
That might be a shoulder, Joe. Falling down on the shoulder like that, it's hard to tell, or just got the wind knocked out of him.
Looks like he's okay coming off the field now. 8:54 to go here in the football game. And a nice run by Kenny Washington. Right when Demetrius Williams is talking about being steady, never getting too high, never getting too low, keeping your guys in the game no matter what you've done before, what you've done after, what you're going to do after, a matter of staying even keeled. And Washington was 63 yards on 7 carries. He may be making a bid for a little more playing time next week.
Oh, without a doubt. He has a chance to use that speed, Joe, to break the long ones.
Looks like the rain is letting up just a little bit. The wind appears to be shifting a little as well, kind of coming from the north now. Clemens on 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz again. Turns to throw. Looks to the end zone. Williams has it at the 6-yard line. And out of bounds. Williams cut his route off and came back and got the football.
Well, that was a long developing play right there. That was a deep, deep, deep out. And Clemens, the offensive line, did a great job of protecting. But Demetrius Williams was running inside. It's kind of like a corner route. The ball was put right on the money. It's a nice throw by Clemens. Nice catch by Demetrius.
Ducks knocking on the door on the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. Just under 9 minutes to go. Trying to pull out a win against Indiana when everything went wrong in the first half, and they allowed a kickoff return in the second. Clemens to throw. Now he's going to scramble to the end zone. Tosses it up there and almost intercepted. Intended for Garen Strong.
Well, I think Clemens is going to sit there and look at this film and say that was a bad decision to try to throw that football, try to force it in. Garen Strong is a tall guy. He's a tall receiver. He can go up and get the football, but there's 2 guys on him, a DB and a linebacker.
Might have been better suited for the tuba player.
Yeah. He's trying to go up and get the football, but he was already out of the end zone also. So if he would have caught it, no play.
2nd and goal from the 7, 4-down territory. Dante Rosario shifts back into the backfield. Clemens going to throw. Here comes the pressure again. Out to Rosario. And he's over for the touchdown. Dante Rosario.
Joe, Indiana came with that blitz again, and that's what you do to take off that blitz. Slow that blitz down, putting that fullback out in the flat right now. The pass is coming out very quick. No chance for the blitz to get there, and Dante gets in the end zone.
Ducks within 7 with 8:38 to go. They have all their timeouts left, plenty of time. And Jared Siegel on for the point after, and this one is up and through, and Oregon is within 6. And now the stadium will come alive.
Well, they needed to score quick, and they did. 8 minutes left in the game. There's a lot of time for things to happen for both sides of the ball.
4 plays, 69 yards. And Dante Rosario with a little extra effort right at the end, getting it over the line. And for the first time since the beginning of the game, really, Oregon within a possession now of either taking the lead or winning the football game.
You also have to give a lot of credit to the Oregon defense. I mean, they played very good the second half.
Here's a look at the Carls Jr. scoring drive. 4 plays, 69 yards. Dante Rosario, the touchdown there. And now the people that were in the parking lot, little extended halftime tailgating, are making their way back up the ramp, back to their seats. The rain letting up just a little bit.
At this point in time, we're going to see what Indiana's made at them. Okay, made of. Can they hold off the pressure of the Ducks? Are they going to get too nervous, get scared?
Offensively, the Hoosiers have done nothing in the second half. Their touchdown is on a kickoff return. And Jared Siegel pops this one up, and it's going to come down on a fair catch at the 18-yard line. Actually spotted at about the 19-yard line, so a nice job by Jared Siegel. And a fair catch there made by the big tight end, Nick Sexton. Second time he's done that today. And now the Autzen crowd's going to be coming. It'll start to build.
Indiana might have woken up the Giant, Joe.
Ducks have outscored the Hoosiers 24-7 here in the second half with 8:38 to go. Lavecchio under center. Gonna go back and throw it. Looking way downfield, looking for Courtney Roby, and he makes the catch at the 40-yard line. A big play by Courtney Roby. How about Indiana coming out and throwing the football down the field?
It shows what kind of team they are. You know, they come back and say, let's go to our go-to guy, Courtney Roby. He's going to be in a one-on-one situation. Let's see if he can come up and make a play. Well, Joe, he made a play.
They've been looking for that play all day. Sam Hughes. Ball was underthrown, and Courtney Roby adjusted to it. Sam Hughes not able to. And now the Hoosiers have some field position. Now Ducks looking to try and keep Indiana off the board. Another score here, and that might be enough. Hoosiers going to run it. Jarvis Green Ellis hit at the line of scrimmage, and no gain for number 7.
This second half, Oregon's defensive line, the linebackers have done a great job of stopping the run. Indiana's become one-dimensional. Can they throw the football? And Joe, they keep throwing it to the same guy, number 19.
I think if you're Indiana, you might as well take a flyer to the end zone again to number 19. That's been the best play so far. Second down and 10. Roby split wide to the left. They're going to run a big hole up the middle. And an 8-yard gain on 2nd and 10. Yamar Washington, who started for this football team a couple years ago, and now a 3rd and 2 and approaching field goal range.
This could be the key of the game right here, Joe. If Indiana gets the first down, they may move in to get a field goal or a touchdown. If Oregon stops them, they have a chance to get some points on the board quickly.
Play of the game right here so far. 3rd and 2. Green Ellis nowhere to go, and he's down after a loss. A flag comes in. He loses 2 yards on 3rd and 2.
I think it's a holding call.
And it's holding on the Hoosiers, but it's decision time for Mike Bellotti. It's 4th and 5 in an area where they'll probably go for it, or it's 3rd and 12.
Push him back. He says push him back.
Tough decision here. Again, the choices are 4th and 5 or 3rd and 12.
Well, I'd push it back. Indiana hasn't had a whole lot of success on 3rd and long. They made a few plays here and there, but Oregon's defense is playing good. Push them back, get them away from that end zone.
Holding offense, number 72. That's a 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Looks like pulling right tackle. Tries to grab number 52, Jerry Mattson. He gets called for holding, but it didn't matter because the defense was there to stop that play.
So Indiana's going to get another chance on 3rd and 12. And that'll be, depending on how it works out, one of those decisions that people will look at. It's kind of a tough call. Again, Indiana would probably go for it on 4th and 5 from the 35. LaVecchio with a shotgun. Here comes the blitz from the outside. Everybody's after him, throws it down the field and out of bounds. Now it's 4th and 12. And we'll see if Indiana decides to punt the football and pin Oregon deep.
Oh, they have to punt the football. They're doing a safe play, getting Matt out to the side of the defense, to the edge, trying to throw that deep out. Courtney Roby was covered that time.
6:32 to go in the game. And Tyson Beatty will punt the ball from the 42-yard line, trying to pin Oregon deep in their own territory. He's been fantastic today up to this point. He downed 5 punts inside the 5 last year. Looks like his knee went down. He put his knee down at the 44-yard line. Tyson Beatty put his knee down, and Oregon is 44 yards away from taking the lead in this football game.
A huge mistake, Joe. A huge mistake. You're taught as a punter to bend at the waist. You never put your knees down. Bend at the waist.
There it is. It's a good call.
Good call.
And a huge mistake. And now Oregon is 44 yards away, Anthony, from having a chance to take the lead.
Well, the thing about this, they have to take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, get some points on the board. They're playing with half the field now, but they have to score 6.
Clemens wants the crowd quieted down a little bit. In motion, Ducks going to run the football. And a 3-yard gain, maybe 2-yard gain as we go down to the sideline.
Joe, you'll notice a couple of plays ago when Indiana committed the holding penalty, the official made a point of pointing out which number player was responsible for the infraction. That's a new rule to college football this year. Mike Bellotti doesn't necessarily like it. The offensive linemen for the Ducks don't necessarily care. Let's send it back up to you.
2nd down and 8 for Clemens. Oregon running the ball on 1st down. See if they take a shot here. Clemens back to throw. Here comes the blitz. Everybody's coming. They pick it up over the middle. It's caught. Tim Day still on his feet to the 23-yard line.
I'm going to say over and over, Joe, you have to get the ball to number 85, Tim Day. He's a huge target. It is hard for a safety to cover him. He is too big. He's fast. And now you can barely get him down.
Trying to strip the ball out there. Hernandez-Jones. Ducks to the 23-yard line. And a 1st down with 5:39 to go in the football game. Again, Oregon still with 3 timeouts. Indiana with 2. Ducks send Williams and Garen Strong. Tim Day in the ball game still. As Clemens goes back to throw. Looking towards the end zone. Now he just throws it away.
Good play by Clemens. Smart play. Can't give up the ball at this point. There's nothing there. Get rid of it.
5:20 to go. 2nd down and 10. It's 4-down territory anyway. And again, Oregon with those timeouts. This isn't the last chance drive either. Oregon with 3 timeouts.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left. But this is crucial to try to get the points on the board and be comfortable.
2nd down and 10. Rosario shifts to the backfield. Clemens are going to run the ball. Pushing forward down to the 17-yard line. So on 2nd and 10, Oregon may be thinking about, hey, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, so let's get a little closer to the marker.
Well, yeah, and I think they tried to surprise Indiana. Indiana's thinking they're going to throw the football. Let's try to pop a run in the middle.
3rd and 5 now from the 18-yard line. Ducks have had a lot of success throwing the ball in the 2nd half. Clemens now is over the 300-yard mark throwing, the 302. Looks like the blitz is coming again, and here it comes. Clemens, a short drop, looks and throws, and he can't hit his man, and now a 4th down coming up. And it's decision time for Mike Bellotti. Well, 4:33 to go.
Clemens trying to get rid of the football. At the same time, the receivers got to know it's a blitz. They got to break the routes off a little quicker.
And Mike Bellotti deciding to send Jared Siegel into the game to try a field goal with 4:33 left and still with 3 timeouts. Try and give Oregon a chance to get the ball back and then get another kick to send it to overtime.
That's a tough decision.
It's a 35-yard attempt. And the kick is up, and it is no good. And you go back to the 2nd down play, Anthony. If it's 2nd and 10, and you're not going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
And a lot of emotion and life in this stadium just sucked right out of it. But 4:29 to go. 3 timeouts, 4:29. Indiana clinging to a 6-point lead. Today's game has been brought to you by Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi. Bi-Mart, your Northwest membership discount store, now employee-owned. Allstate Insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. Oregon Community Credit Union, who invites you to join today and organize your life. Carl's Jr., try the new guacamole bacon charbroiled chicken sandwich, new at Carl's Jr. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Northwest Dodge. Grab life by the horns, Dodge. Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real, it's all here. And by Pacific Source Health Plans. Discover the source. LaVecchio on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Courtney Roby is in motion. He'll roll, try to get out of there, contain, and complete. 2nd down and 10. I mean, Anthony, these numbers are just unbelievable. Oregon with 465 total yards. Indiana with 183, yet they lead it by 6.
Turnovers. Giving the ball to Indiana, and Indiana get points from it.
And that last possession, if Oregon is not able to win the football game, I think 57,000 fans are going to walk out of here wondering about that possession. A golden opportunity with the mistake by the punter. Not able to convert.
Well, there's still a lot of time left in the game. 4:24. A lot of things could happen at this point.
LaVecchio on the inside handoff. And the ball is loose. And Oregon has a recovery at the 27-yard line. And another chance for Oregon's offense. Can you believe this game?
Joe, that was a good example of the players getting to the ball carrier, holding him up. While they're holding him up, Ramon Reed is stripping the football.
Ramon Reed strips it out, and Robbie Valenzuela pounces on it. Now 27 yards away, Anthony.
Protect the football. Both coaches say that to the teams all the time.
Another chance for the Oregon offense. The offensive line wants the crowd to be quiet. 3 on the play clock. 2, 1, they get the play off. Clemens rolling, plenty of time, looking, has Williams. Picks up a couple of yards down to the 23-yard line. Ducks have scored 24 points here in the second half after being shut out in the first half, and they've done it a lot of different ways. Mostly, though, Anthony, through the air.
And through the air, and that's when Clemens is scrambling, finding time, buying time for his players to get open, and he's getting touchdowns from them.
Dante Rosario with a couple. It's 2nd down and 6. 4:12 to go. Clemens under center. Hoosiers look like they're coming. Here they come again. They're bringing everybody. Here they come. Little screenplay set up. Got a man out there across the 17-yard line with Ryan Shaw and a 1st down. 4:05.
Indiana's going to blitz every single play. They are sending the house, and Oregon has to know that. Perfect play for the screen, for the blitz. Ryan Shaw gets his hands on the ball. 1st down, huge for the Oregon Ducks.
Kyle Killian with a nice play to make the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Oregon trailing by 6. Kellen 313 and 3 touchdowns. Indiana again showing the blitz. Here they come again. Clemens to throw, drops back. Another one they're going to try to get it. Intercepted on the screenplay. Again, Indiana keeps Oregon from taking the lead.
That's Indiana making plays. I mean, that's Jones, the free safety, all over the field. We've called his number from the beginning to the end. Clemens drops back, tries to float a little floater. Tim Day was open. Not enough oomph into the ball.
And they knew it was coming. Ball on the 13-yard line. 3:42. Oregon with 3 timeouts. How many chances will the Hoosiers give Oregon to try and win the game? This time they'll run the ball. A little bit of space there and knocked down after a gain of 3 yards out to the 16-yard line. And now Oregon will use a timeout. Oregon starting possessions twice in the final 5 minutes of the game inside Indiana territory and coming away with nothing.
They're trying to make it a good game, Joe. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it a good game because it's definitely a good football game right now. It's frustrating for the Oregon fans to see that their team is down, you know, inside the 30 with opportunity to score and put some points and maybe win the football game. Twice, nothing, zilch.
Oregon with 6 turnovers on the day. Hey fans, Allstate Insurance and Southwest Airlines want to send you on a Duck road trip. Look for the Giant football player at the east end of Autzen Stadium for your chance to sign up to win a trip to an away Duck game 2 for 2, courtesy of your Allstate agents and Southwest Airlines. Ducks knocking on the door of a victory and twice turned away by the Hoosiers. Once Oregon tried to kick a field goal after being stopped on 3rd and 5 and missed the kick. And then with an unbelievable gift, a fumble inside the 30 and then giving it right back to the Hoosiers. 2nd and 7. 3:35 to go. Hoosiers going to run it. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis is hit and dropped. And his forward progress will give him about to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 7. And Oregon uses a timeout again, which makes this play very big because a first down here for the Hoosiers, and it'll be tough for the Ducks from here on out.
Well, it seems like every play's been big for the Ducks because they're fighting, trying to come back. But this play right here, again, 3 minutes left in the game, could turn this game around if they stop Indiana.
If Oregon is not able to win this football game, people will look in the paper and see the numbers and not believe it. Indiana 3 of 15 on 3rd down today. Oregon 5 of 15. But Oregon almost with 500 total yards and Indiana with 194. And they'll look right at that turnover number, especially with an opportunity twice now, Anthony, to take the lead inside Indiana territory. And this is really the play of the game. A first down here, and Indiana could come close to killing the clock. If Oregon stops them, they got plenty of time to try and get in the end zone.
Well, we look at all the stats. I mean, Oregon has 313 yards passing. Indiana has 71. But at the same time, at the end of the day, or tomorrow in the paper, if Indiana wins this game, it's about winning and losing.
That's the only number that matters.
Yes.
Indiana going to try and spread the field here on 3rd and 7. See if the Ducks bring some pressure. Looking for Lavecchio to run it. Has some room, and he's taken down at the 20. And the offense is going to get another chance to try and win the game. And Oregon uses their final timeout with 3:18 to go.
3 times a charm? 3 times a charm, Joe? Is it a design play for Matt? Quarterback sneak, quarterback draw. Tries to get upfield, tries to get the first down. Can't do it. The speed for the Oregon defense is just really fast.
Robbie Valenzuela with a couple of big plays here late in this football game. And the Ducks have expended their final timeout, and Indiana will punt from their own 20. Weather conditions, the wind has died down a little bit, I'd say. There's a little bit of mist falling. And again, the Ducks with a chance. You look at the numbers. Oregon has thrown passes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different receivers. They have 476 yards. And now they're going to need a final drive to try and win the football game. And the defense has given them every opportunity.
Yes, they have.
The only touchdown in the second half for the Hoosiers was a kickoff return, 98 yards. Ducks look like they're coming after it. And they are. And the kick is away. It's low and returnable, and it's down at the 47-yard line. So great field position with 3:12 to go. And Anthony, I guess this is where you would think the experience would come in for this Oregon offense.
It has to set in, but you look at Indiana, Joe, and they're making plays. I mean, they're coming through. You think they're down and out, backs against the wall, and they come out shining.
Okay, they're blitzing every play. You played a lot of football. You blitz in every play. What does the offense do when you're bringing 8 guys every play?
But you have to use those receivers. Utilize receivers in one-on-one coverage. Demetrius Williams, the corner's out there on the island. There's no one out there with him. use this man to go up with his speed, take advantage of it, take the shot.
Indiana leading by 6 with 3:12 to go. Clemens going to run the option and pitches it outside. A little running room now. Across the 50 and down to the 47-yard line. And out of bounds, stopping the clock. There's Andy Ludwig coming in with the second down play now.
Andy's deep in his notebook trying to figure out what plays will work against this blitzing defense.
Trying to go to a little option. And they get 7 out of it. 3:08 to go. Oregon in Indiana territory for the 3rd time in the final 6 minutes of the game. Clemens going to throw a little quick drop and outside, and Karen Strong makes a move, takes it down to the 37-yard line and a first down.
I really like Karen Strong, Joe. He's a good receiver, big receiver, great hands, and he runs nice, crisp routes.
Now you wonder a little bit about Indiana's fitness. They've been on the field, their defense has, for a long time in this half. Not getting a lot of rest from the offense. 3:04 to go. Clemens going to throw it again. A little quick drop, looking deep now. Throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted. And that will probably do it. 7 turnovers for Oregon on the day. 7 turnovers. Kyle Killian with the interception.
Again, Clemens was trying to throw something that wasn't really there. Trying to force that ball. He's waiting. I think he's throwing to Tim Day or Demetrius Williams. Demetrius Williams, the ball wasn't there. Trying to force it in there a little bit. Worked against him.
And Indiana is a couple of plays away from winning this football game. A first down will for sure do it. Even if they don't get a first down, it's going to be very tough. Oregon might get the ball back with just a couple minutes to go, but virtually impossible to win when you turn the ball over 7 times.
There's no way Oregon should win this football game with 7 turnovers.
And Indiana's going to try and run the ball here, and taking it out for a big gainer to the 45-yard line, and staying in bound is Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Second down and 2 now, and Oregon could not overcome it, Anthony. This is one of the most disappointing opening game losses in a long time in these parts.
Well, you know,
if in fact they lose the game.
Well, yeah, they shot themselves in the foot, and they couldn't come back from it, Joe. I mean, when you turn the ball over 7 times, at the same time, Indiana took those turnovers and put points on the board, there's no way you can win. No way.
They've outgained the Hoosiers 500 yards to 200. And Green Ellis looking for the first down, and if he gets it, the game will be over. And they're going to mark it right at the marker, and that ought to do it if he gets the first down. And Indiana, if they get the first down, has won this football game. It is a first down, and now they should be able to pretty much kill the clock.
This is a huge victory for this program, Joe. Huge. Coming here at Autzen Stadium, a huge underdog, and come out victorious.
All the buildup and all the hype. And a disappointing day, and it's one of those things, Anthony, where, you know, you may have 500 yards on the board as opposed to 200, but when you turn the ball over 7, pretty tough to win. And Indiana going to go ahead and take a knee right here. Matt LaVecchio with certainly one of his biggest wins ever. And a stunned crowd files out of Autzen Stadium after the Indiana Hoosiers, with one of their biggest wins in the last 10 years, maybe in a program's history, Anthony, to come to beat a ranked team on the road, the winningest team in the Pac-10.
Well, this is a good lesson learned for the Ducks, that you can't turn the ball over.
Ducks had 3 opportunities inside Indiana territory in the final 6 minutes. They chose to kick a field goal and missed it, and 2 interceptions. And now he'll take another knee, and that'll Almost do it. One more snap, and then this game will be over. And a very silent Autzen Stadium crowd is filing out.
Well, this ends the story of today, Joe, a day of upsets. And no one thought that Indiana would beat Oregon 30-24. No one.
And Indiana comes out of here with a win. They're celebrating. They're happy. The number that counts is the one on the board, 30-24, and they will celebrate, and why wouldn't they? It's a great win for Coach DiNardo as he goes across to shake hands with Mike Bellotti. It's a stunned Oregon football team to have so many chances and not be able to get it done against the Hoosiers.
Well, you know, you don't want to start the season off this way, but there's a lot of games left. And that's what Mike Bellotti's going to tell his team. Hey, okay, we lost. Let's learn from our mistakes and move on.
This isn't one of those games where you look at it and say, well, gosh, how did we lose that game? There's
no. Oh, you know.
Everybody knows. Everybody in the world knows how Oregon lost this football game today. They dug themselves a 23-0 hole with turnovers in the first half, special teams. And when it comes down to it, it turns out to be a kick return for a touchdown as the only points for Indiana in the second half, but it was enough to give them the victory. And I think, Anthony, every single person, all 57,000 people thought Oregon was going to win this game.
Yeah.
All those chances inside the 40-yard line.
Yes. Well, you have to tip your hat off to Indiana. They came to play football today. Even though they got a lot of gimmies, they still played good football.
Our Oregon State Farm player of the game for State Farm Insurance today is going to be Dante Rosario. Dante had a couple of touchdowns for the Ducks, and Dante Rosario has shown that he's going to do some good things for Oregon this year.
Dante, a true sophomore, has a lot of playing experience, knows how to catch the football, knows how to find the end zone. Good football player, Joe. Real good football player.
Comes in a losing effort, though, as Oregon files out, and into the good night we go as the sun finally peeks its way out, and it's sunshine on Indiana, not on Oregon, as they drop a home opener under head coach Mike Bellotti for the first time. 30-24 is the final. Welcome back, everyone. Indiana had 60 yards in the entire second half, but holds on to win, Anthony. It's a devastating loss for Oregon, but it's a long season.
Well, it's a hard lesson learned. Thing that you have to do coming in football games is protect the football. Oregon didn't do that today.
Ducks will have a chance to make amends for it next week at Oklahoma. So long season to go, 10 more games, but certainly a disappointing loss. I don't think there's any other way to put it here at Autzen Stadium today if you're an Oregon fan. Everybody expected the yardage totals, 500 to 200. But that's not the number that matters. The number that matters is 7 in turnovers and 30-24 on the scoreboard. Once again, the final score, Indiana 30, Oregon 24. Make sure to join us next week when Oregon travels to take on the Oklahoma Sooners. For our producer-director Tim Lay, Anthony Newman, and the rest of our Oregon Sports Network crew, I'm Joe Giansante, saying good night from Autzen Stadium in Eugene. This has been a presentation of the Oregon Sports Network in association with ESPN+, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.